Hey guys, and now here's giving my chapter review to My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia 282, Footfall of Destruction. Now, we start this chapter chest deep in all the real shit. Like, this was an absolutely awesome chapter. Let's get straight down into it. What did we see? What did we learn? So first, Ryukyu identifies and calls out that Shigaraki has a quirk deletion round on him. Quirk deletion rounds, actually, one in his right hand, one in his left hand. Once again, I'm not sure how he actually got the one in his left hand to his left hand, but it's there. That's the one embedded in Ryukyu's hand. And for me, this was an awesome call out by Ryukyu. You know, a fantastic job by her. I think it most likely ended up saving someone's quirk on the team. It has to have saved someone's quirk on the team just because of the nature of the chapter. It was a really good call out, and it's here that Deku decides to go in for the kill, unleashing a 100% Wyoming smash straight towards Shigaraki's head. Now, I don't quite understand how this attack doesn't seem to connect with Shigaraki's head as intended. I mean, like, it was a downward smash. Shigaraki wasn't facing it, but somehow, some way, Shigaraki catches it instead in his mouth, biting down on Deku's arm enough to draw blood. And it's a really grim looking panel. Shigaraki's jaw and teeth have definitely seen better days at this point. His jaw is definitely hyperextended, has definitely broken at this point. Like, it must be floppy. His teeth are falling out and stuff like that because of the force of the attack. But somehow, some way, Shigaraki's just there biting down on Deku's arm, and I was like, what the heck is this? This is crazy. What I loved about this whole chapter really was the detail. What we see here is, due to the shockwave caused by Deku, Bakugo gets a moment's shine here in which Shigaraki was distracted, so he uses this time to destroy one of the deleter rounds that Shigaraki was carrying. I think the one in his right hand, but the one in his left hand remains. Even while Deku's trying to rip off Shigaraki's face, his arm's just there, and he doesn't actually continue to attack. He's just there trying to kind of hold Shigaraki in position, and Endeavor's so close to roasting him. Shigaraki actually manages to fire off his remaining deleter round, his remaining bullet, straight into Aizawa's broken leg, it was so hard to see, because the only reason it actually hits is because Aizawa probably has no idea, he has no perception of the kind of area. I forgot what it's called. It's like a kinesthetic feeling, you know, being able to feel where your body is in relation to the space around you. Aizawa doesn't really have that around his leg at the moment because it's broken and it's completely turned around and it's at a 45-degree angle. You know, he has no idea. He has no kinesthetic sense of where his leg should be at this point in time. His brain doesn't really know, like, okay, this is where it should be in relation to everything else. So that's the only reason why I feel like it hit, besides obviously it being a really powerful and really fast shot. In my last review, I actually made mention that there should be a chance that Aizawa gets hit, in which case the heroes would be screwed. And I really like that Horikoshi had the balls to go from a bad situation to what is now a worse situation. But I was not expecting what happened next. What happened next, I was just like, holy shit, like, really, Horikoshi, are we doing this right now? So Aizawa, thankful for Ryukyu's call out, realizes what he needs to do. And in fact, Aizawa was ready. He pulls out his blade before the bullet even makes contact with his body, seemingly prepared no matter which body part the bullet hit, and prepared for what, you might be asking. If you've already read the chapter, I'm assuming you have. Aizawa, while thinking about Eri, slices off his broken leg. He just completely slices it off. Horikoshi doesn't actually draw this. I don't think he wanted his audience to see like something so gruesome, but he slices his leg completely off, preventing the quirk erasing serum from perfusing throughout the rest of his body. That's the whole point. Once it hit his leg, Aizawa was like, alright, I'm either going to lose my quirk once this hits my bloodstream and is pumped around the rest of my body, or I can cut off my leg, and just like snake venom or anything like that, it would cut off the supply. Well, it would cut off access to the rest of my body, but due to the, you know, virtue of that body part not being attached to me any longer, so I don't lose my quirk this way. And I was just like, jeez, like, Aizawa, you're gonna do this? What a freaking legend. I mean, like, well, calling him a legend is like very naive in one sense, in the sense of this guy has the mental fortitude of something with a lot of mental fortitude. Like, really, the fact that Shigaraki is forced yet again to admire Aizawa goes to show how much of a beast Aizawa is. I was not expecting Horikoshi, like I said, to go this far, to a point where a main character goes through having to dismember themselves. What an awesome moment, and really it shows how committed and dedicated Aizawa is to his trade. I was a little confused about the Eri flashes over here. I didn't quite understand why they were here. Was this showing Aizawa's resolve to live, i.e. kind of being like a better father? Not a better father, but being like a father figure to Eri. That would make some sense to me. That would make a lot of sense to me, actually. I think he's also been involved in helping Eri control her quirk, so maybe there's that added responsibility he was thinking of too. It might also be him betting on the future. It doesn't matter what damage he takes right now. If he raises Eri right, he might be able to get his leg back in the future, but he needs his quirk in order to help her get to a point where she has enough control to do that. So I think that's the reason why Aizawa was thinking back on Eri and kind of his responsibility towards her. However, as awesome as Aizawa's commitment here was, even he flinches when cutting off his own damn leg, breaking his quirk's hold on Shigaraki, and this allows Shigaraki to go apeshit. Shigaraki bursts forward, using a shockwave to throw everyone around him backwards. This includes Deku and all the other guys. In fact, Endeavor actually misses his attack here because Shigaraki bursts forward. Deku has enough presence of mind to shoot Black Whip towards Shigi, yanking him back at the last possible second as Shigaraki quite literally tries to tear off Aizawa's face or even his head. And then freaking out of nowhere, Shoto comes in clutch, hitting Shigaraki with a wall of ice, further preventing his attack on Aizawa. Deku lands a disgusting uppercut here, full of emotion, full of anger, frustration, causing another large blast, which gives Deku time to get Aizawa and the rest of the heroes that were accompanying Aizawa, for instance Rocklock and the water guy, I've forgotten his name, to get away from Shigaraki. And Deku, like I said, is very emotional in this scene as he realizes what Aizawa had to do. Even when attacking Shigi, he has tears in his eyes and obvious anger and frustration. I like the fact that Horikoshi shows how painful this is for Deku, having to see his two mentors in Gran Torino and Aizawa being gravely injured, one lopping off his own leg and one being absolutely pulverized into the ground, and possibly his innards have all just come out. And all the while, Deku has not really been able to do much for either of them. He's had to continue in his role as a hero and try and stop the villain rather than attend to his mentors, which I'm sure he'd like to do. But I like the fact that we get to see that emotion playing on Deku's face. Mind you, no one can really do much against Shigaraki at this point, but you can bet that Deku will take from this and try to make sure that this doesn't happen again in the same way. Mind you, that's going to take a lot of training, a lot of planning, but we'll see how that goes. Shigaraki has now completely healed due to Aizawa's quirk having been stopped. This is horrible news for the heroes who can't possibly continue fighting at this pace, I don't think anyway, with a renewed Shigaraki. Nah, it's not happening. Like, they can't fight against a 100% Shigi while they've all been roasted for the last few chapters. Want some more bad news? Alright, the kids from 1A, Class 1A, wonder about where Deku, Bakugo, and Shoto are, only to hear on the news that the people around them, civilians, are listening to that Makia is making his way downtown, walking real fast. But on his way downtown, he's going to rampage through around 20 different cities. And those 20 different cities have no heroes to protect them right now, because all the heroes are on a singular mission, which is to take out the League of Villains, the Paranormal Liberation Front, and to take out Shigaraki. They're all there, either at Jakku or at the other place, I forgot what it was called. The body count is going to be off the charts with Gigantomachia just running through these cities. It looks like this is going to be almost a complete victory, I think, for the villains. But I do have to wonder what happened to Majestic and everyone else, the kids who were fighting against Makia. What happened to Makia being tranquilized? Shit must have gone south real quick and real badly for him to be storming through a city right now. So I want to know all of those things. What happens next? Well, Shigi seems to be in full possession of all of his quirks, with nothing slowing him down now that Aizawa was out of the picture. I thought we would have seen some sort of limit or slowdown to Shigaraki, being only at 75% completion when he came out of stasis. And either that's not happening or it's not happening yet. It's on its way. At this stage, does Shigi have a reason to retreat, which is the biggest kind of issue for the heroes, with Makia and the League on their way, and with Shigaraki fighting heroes who are all at 50% strength at best, apart from Shoto, who's at 100%. There's nothing for Shigaraki to fear right now, not unless things take another turn, allowing the heroes to take advantage. Shigaraki is in a really good position. So maybe we see the repercussions of Shigi going all out so soon after his awakening. I'm not sure, but the heroes are not in a good position. And Shigaraki has no need to retreat. He could probably body all the heroes right now, then hand pick and take away Deku at his own leisurely pace. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you guys in a bit.